Manga-Waido.
I'm Yoshiro Kimura. I work at the product development department. I enjoyed working there, but I was really clumsy ever since I was a kid.
Hello!
Aimi, what's up?
Huh? I wasn't talking to you.
That's my wife, Aimi. She worked at the same company. We used to be really good together, but I don't know. She was really friendly to the other employees, though. Like this guy in my department, Sho Takahashi. I didn't like him very much.
Yoshiro, you're a lucky man to have her. You gotta step it up.
Right. Good luck on your presentation next week, but I saw your PowerPoint. It wasn't very good. He was a relative of the CEO. He was a spoiled brat. He was good at sucking up to people, but to others, he was a total jerk. Things at home weren't going well either. Aimi didn't even talk to me anymore. Sometimes she came home drunk. She stopped doing housework altogether, and whenever I tried to talk to her, she snapped at me. And her parents were causing me a headache too. They were constantly asking me when I was getting a promotion. I was under a lot of stress. I wanted to talk to someone, but I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't know what to do anymore. Snap out of it. I gotta step it up! But I wasn't ready to give up just yet. The big presentation was coming up next week. If I nail this, maybe I can turn things around. So I stopped feeling sorry for myself and got to work. But then, a few days before the presentation, Aimi came home late. She was wasted. I was really stressed out, and we got into this argument. What are you doing out so late? I can't do everything around the house! I got work to do!
Fine. Let's get a divorce then.
Huh? She said she wanted a divorce. I wasn't expecting that. Then she told me she was with a guy. She didn't even try to hide it! I was done with her. Why did I put up with her all these years? I should have done this a long time ago. She'll never change. It's over. I signed the divorce papers and handed them in the next day. But then, something happened. What the? Takahashi! He stole my entire presentation! I spoke out immediately, but... You're the one that stole my idea! Shame on you! What? No, you're the one that stole my idea! It was his word against mine, and since he was related to the CEO, everyone believed him instead of me! Everyone in the department heard about this before the day was over. Everyone sided with Sho. People were talking behind my back. I didn't even know what to say anymore. I could try and explain things to them, but screw it! I decided to leave the company. I was done. I handed in my resignation a week after the presentation. Then, about 2 weeks after the divorce, I went to the office to get some of my stuff. But then, I saw my ex and Takahashi flirting. They were all over each other! Hey, what the hell is going on? Wait a minute. You two?
Let's go somewhere else to talk. So, what were you about to say?
You two were working together? To kick me out of the company?
You figured that out, huh?
You didn't know? How dumb are you?
They started laughing in my face! I was devastated! So Aimi and Sho have been seeing each other for a while now, and I was in their way, so they decided to kick me out of the company! Aimi stole my presentation data while I was asleep, and handed it to him!
She was way out of your league anyways.
Yeah, and your career was going nowhere.
You snooze, you lose!
And don't even think about suing us. It's our word against yours, and who's gonna believe you, huh?
I didn't even know what to say to them! I was furious! I never wanted to see them again! I left the company without saying anything! I knew I had to move on, so I got a new job in a different industry. I cut all ties with my ex and the others to start fresh. A few years later, I was happily married now. We had a baby on the way. Things were finally starting to look up for me. But then one weekend, the police showed up at my doorstep. We need to ask you a few questions about your ex-wife. Huh? Last night, someone threw a rock into her house and she said it was you. What? Hold on! I was working late last night, and I haven't seen her since the divorce! But, she said you've been harassing her for years. The officer handed me a piece of paper. It was a screenshot of her inbox. It was full of emails sent by me. Wait, obviously these were fake. Apparently, she told the officer that I'd been harassing her for years now. I did my best to explain to him that none of this was true. After that, the officer left. I had no idea what was going on. Then, a few minutes later, I got this call from an unknown number. I had a bad feeling about this.
Yoshiro, did the cops come?
Ugh, what the hell, Aimi?
You're the one that's been harassing me. You want to get back with me, don't you?
What?
All I wanted was to be happy with Sho. I'm gonna sue you. You better pay up.
What? Are you being serious? She kept telling me to pay her for damages. I kept telling her that it wasn't me, but she didn't believe me. I didn't have time for this, so I hung up the phone. But she kept calling me, telling me to pay up. I went to go see a lawyer for the first time in my life, but my wife was pregnant, so I didn't want to make a big deal out of this. But then, something unexpected happened. One day, after work, I got a call from my wife.
Hey, you need to come home right now.
What happened? I ran home as fast as I could. Hey, what are you doing?
There you are. So you got remarried, huh? I heard her voice. She sounds pretty lame.
Yeah, no wonder you missed Aimi. Pay up, or we'll make you lose your job again.
I was willing to forget about what they did to me. But not anymore! They think they can show up to my house, threaten my pregnant wife, and get away with it? Think again! I decided to take action. Fine. I'll figure something out.
Oh, okay, good.
But I need some time. I'll call you once everything is ready.
Good.
You can pay us in installments. You're probably broke as hell, so we'll go with it.
Then they went home. Idiots. A few weeks later, all the pieces were coming together. Almost done. I called Aimi and Sho and set up a meeting, but they said they were busy. It took us a while to set a date. Then, 3 days later, they finally came to see me.
Sorry for the wait.
Unlike you, we're busy, so...
So, you got the money?
No.
What? You said you had this under control!
I wasn't talking about getting you guys the money. I needed time to prepare my case against you two.
What?
First of all, you cheated on me while we were still married.
Hold on, that was years ago.
So? It hasn't been 3 years yet, so I can still sue you.
What? No way! Just kidding. You think I didn't know that?
You're an idiot!
I told you I was cheating on you on November 10th. But today is November 11th. It's been more than 3 years.
We knew you'd try something like this. That's why we delayed the meeting.
Yeah, you thought you got us, didn't you? You're such an idiot.
Actually, I wasn't gonna sue you for that.
Oh, stop lying. It's pathetic.
I was planning to sue you, Sho.
What? But it's been 3 years!
That law only applies to the ex-wife. But you, I can still sue you.
Hold on, stop making that up!
You don't know the law? 3 years ago, I didn't know who she was cheating on me with.
Wait, you mean?
I was 2 steps ahead of them. I knew the 3-year mark was approaching when Aimi first called me. So I knew they knew about the 3-year rule. They probably thought they were in the clear. But then I called the meeting before the 3 years were up. So they came up with a bunch of excuses to delay the meeting. They thought they had this whole thing figured out. But I knew about the law. So I prepared my case against Sho instead of Aimi. I found out she was seeing him on November 24th. So I still had some time. You should have been more thorough with your research. Too bad. And Aimi, I'm still gonna sue you.
What? But it's been 3 years.
I'm not suing you for that. I'm suing you for defamation.
What? Stop making things up. You've got no proof.
Yeah, you got nothing on us!
You sure about that?
What the?
It was a video of our last conversation. I knew something was up, so I recorded everything just in case. I've got more than enough evidence against you too. My lawyer said I had a solid case against you.
What?
But this recording alone doesn't prove anything.
Maybe not, but I reached out to my old colleagues. I sent them the recording, and they're willing to testify.
What?
I know you've been spreading false rumors about me. After I got them on tape, I went to see my old colleagues. They all believed Aimi first, but after I showed them the video, they all apologized to me. Aimi was telling people that I beat her. None of it was true, but she was a pretty good liar. That's why everyone at work stopped talking to me. Makes sense, I guess. But why did you guys do this? Let me guess. You're broke, aren't you?
What? No!
Don't lie. I know you got fired. I did some research and turns out Sho got fired from his job. So they came up with this brilliant plan to shake me down. They made it look like I was harassing her for many years.
Please forgive me! I apologize!
Yeah, please, you'll ruin us.
Seriously? You're joking me, right? You came to my house and threatened my wife. You two are going down!
No!
Talk to my lawyer from now on. I'm done here. I contacted the police after that. They started looking into the case again. It didn't take them long to figure out that all those emails were fakes. And the rock in the window? It was Sho. He was on the neighbor's door cam. This was a civil lawsuit, so they probably thought the police wouldn't find out. A few days later, Sho's relatives found out about this. Aimi got fired, and Sho got kicked out of the family. They lost everything. They were screwed. But not my problem. Oh, and I'm still gonna sue them. So, good luck to them, I guess. As for me, my wife gave birth to a beautiful baby boy the other day. I was a father now! It was a rough couple of years, but glad everything worked out.
I'm Leo Nagayama. I'm in 9th grade. I was the nerdy kid in class. I didn't have that many friends, but I had a few good friends, so it was good enough for me. This is my brother Lau. He was the complete opposite of me. He was one of the popular ones. Every year on Valentine's Day, he gets dozens of chocolates from the girls at school. It was kind of annoying. My parents never paid much attention to me, but they loved Lau. For instance, my clothes barely fit me anymore, but they rarely bought stuff for me. Lau, on the other hand, they bought him anything he wanted. I wanted to buy some clothes myself, but I never got any allowance, so I couldn't. But I wasn't that interested in fashion anyways. But there was something I was really interested in. Photography. I always loved taking photos. When I was a kid, one of my relatives gave me an old smartphone and I started taking pictures with it. I've been hooked on photography ever since. Look at the sun!
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This is Miko, my neighbor. She liked to take photos too. I always hung out with her. But then, Lau asked his parents for a new camera, even though he had no interest in photography. He was just doing this to get back at me. I want a camera! A really good one!
Camera, huh? Sounds good. It's always good to have a hobby.
Sounds fun.
Can I get one too then?
I told you many times. I don't have money to waste on you.
They bought him everything he wanted, but they never spent a dime on me. Okay, how about the money I got from my relatives over the years? Can I use that?
What money? That's all gone. We spent it all.
I kinda had a feeling. They said they were saving it for me, but it was a lie. Why am I not surprised? Anyways, a few days later, my parents came home with a brand new camera. It was one of the best ones around right now. Mom told me to do the dishes so they could all play with the camera.
Looking good, Lau.
Yeah, maybe you can be an actor when you grow up.
I was jealous. But then Mom said to me,
Stop staring at us. You're creeping me out.
yeah, and don't even think about touching my camera. The camera of my dreams was right in front of me, but I couldn't even touch it. Once I graduate, I'm gonna get a job and get my own camera. I was pissed, but I decided to let it go. A few days later, I was hanging out with Miko as always, taking pictures around the neighborhood, but then Lau came home from practice. Hey, losers! Leave us alone. You don't have to tell me. I got stuff to do, unlike you. Later, loser!
What's his problem?
Miko said as Lau went back into the house. Hey, I've been thinking.
Huh?
If you set your hair and lose some weight, I think you'll be really pretty. And maybe get contacts instead of glasses. Then maybe he'll stop bothering you.
What? No, I'm not pretty.
She was starting to blush. It was kinda cute, so I took a picture. Then, a few months later, graduation was right around the corner. I wanted to go to high school, but my parents said they didn't want to pay for it. They wanted Lau to become a model, and they wanted to save the money for him. Then Lau said to me, "Dad isn't giving you a dime! Get lost, loser!" I was done with them. I said fine and left. Go on, get out of here, loser! Whatever. Good luck to you. I knew something like this would happen, so I got a job at this factory in my hometown. They gave me a place to sleep, and the pay wasn't that bad either, so I wanted to go to high school, but not if I had to keep living with them. So finally, I was free. I no longer had to deal with my family, or so I thought. A few months later, I got a call from my dad asking me for money. I ignored him and hung up on him, but then he called me at work. Then one day, he actually came to my house. I just started working here. I don't have much.
I raised you all these years. It's the least you could do.
Hey! He took my wallet from my hand. Anyways, a few months later, I finally had enough money saved up for my camera. Then it hit me. This was more than a hobby to me. This was my calling. I wanted to become a professional photographer. About a year later, it was winter. I was outside taking some pictures. Then my phone rang. It was Mom. She's probably gonna ask me for money. I didn't want to pick up, but I decided to get it over with. But then, what? Dad passed away. He got sick a few months ago and now he was gone. But what surprised me more was the fact that the funeral was already over. Why didn't you invite me?
Lau's modeling career is starting to take off.
Lau was starting to make a name for himself in the modeling industry. He even got on the front cover of this local magazine.
We didn't want people finding out that he has an older brother who didn't even graduate high school. It'll embarrass him.
I see. Whatever, thanks for the call.
Hey, hold on. Send us some money.
Huh?
For the funeral? Your father raised you. It's the least you can do.
Seriously? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But I didn't want anything to do with them anymore, so I decided to get it over with. A few days later, I went to go see them and handed them some cash for the funeral.
All right, now get out of here.
Yeah, get lost, loser!
Don't ever come back here again.
Fine by me. I got my stuff and walked out. But then,
Leo?
this beautiful girl came up to me. I was stunned. Wait, Miko?
Yeah, long time no see.
Turns out she took my advice and had a total makeover in high school. But I left home right after middle school, so I had no idea.
I saw you walking into the house. I knew it was you.
Yeah,
I took your advice. What do you think?
you look great! She started to blush a little. I took out my camera and took a picture. But then, hey, what are you still doing here? Get out! Lau came out of the house and took my camera from me. Then, hey! He threw it onto the floor. Luckily, the lens wasn't broken. The body was dented, but that was about it. But still, this camera meant a lot to me. I was shocked. But I didn't even feel like fighting anymore. Miko looked worried. I told her not to worry and headed home. On my way home, I reenacted the incident in my head over and over again. I was upset. and really pissed off. Screw them! I never want to see them again! But then, I realized I forgot something at their house. I had to go back, but this was it. After this, I was gonna cut all ties with them. When I got there was a bunch of people outside the house. Crap. It's his birthday today. It was his fans. They were there to give him his birthday present. One at a time, girls! He said with a big smile on his face. But then when he saw me, the look on his face changed.
You okay, Lau?
I forgot something.
Is he your brother or something? You have a brother?
Yeah, that's my lame brother. He's such a loser. I'm embarrassed that I'm related to him. His fans started snickering. But then Miko came in and said,
Hey! Take that back! What's your problem? Who's that? Is she your girlfriend?
Her? Hell no!
Apologize to him. What's your problem anyways?
I told her to leave it alone, but then Lau grabbed Miko by the shoulders. His fans started clamoring. Relax, Miko. You know I'm right. Come here.
Get off of me!
She pushed his hands away and gave him a cold stare. I'll go out with you if you want. Why is he doing this? His fans were right in front of him. Was he doing this to get back at me? His fans started flipping out. Whatever. This is none of my business. I decided to ignore them and try to go into the house. But then, Miko said,
You? No way. Your brother is the one I like. I've had a crush on him ever since I can remember.
Huh? What? Hold on, him? Why? I'm way hotter than him.
You might have a pretty face, but you've got a terrible personality. I'd never date you. Get lost!
I laughed out loud. She knew him well.
Is that true? Why did he ask her out just now? We're right here. Yeah, let's go.
Then his fans left. Miko, thank you. Let's talk later, yeah? I'll be out in a few minutes.
Okay.
My brother got shut down. He had nothing to say to me anymore. Screw them! This is all your fault, asshole! I didn't say anything. You did this to yourself. Shut up! Why'd you come back here anyways? Get lost! Yeah. No worries, you'll never see me again. I went in, got my stuff, and left without saying a word. On my way home, I checked his social media.
He's a terrible person. Who does he think he is? He's so immature.
Looks like he lost a lot of his fans, but I didn't even feel bad. He did this to himself. But then a few days later, his agency fired him. His career was over. Mom and Lau were big spenders. They both maxed out their credit cards every month, but now they didn't have any money. They were screwed. They called me a few times asking me for money, but they were dead to me. They weren't even my family anymore, so I said no, hung up, and blocked their numbers. Miko told me they had to sell the house and move into this crappy apartment. Dad left them some money when he died, but they already used it all. Lau had to drop out of high school. Then a few weeks later, I saw my mom working at the grocery store. The manager was yelling at her. Sucks for her, but oh well. As for me, Miko and I started dating. Then I submitted the pictures of her I took to a photo competition. And guess what? I won! The judges said that my pictures brought out her inner beauty. It was a rough couple of years, but things were finally starting to look up for me. My career as a photographer was just getting started, but I'm gonna do everything I can for me and for Miko. Glad everything worked out.
I'm Aika Shina. I'm in 11th grade. My dad was a director of this big hospital in the city. Both my parents were doctors. They wanted me to take over the hospital someday. But I didn't want them controlling my life. I was going through a rebellious phase. If I got bad grades, I won't be able to go to med school. I skipped class and assignments on purpose. This was a preppy private school, so I stood out like a sore thumb.
Shina, where's your assignment?
This is Mr. Agatsuma, the biology teacher. He was always in a bad mood.
I'm gonna give back the test now. You all did terrible. If you guys can't solve this, you'll never get into college. You hear me? You all have to step it up. He's so scary.
Yeah, I know.
He takes this way too seriously.
He's been like this for a year now. Yeah, he was pretty strict to begin with, but you're right. He's so annoying.
They did have a point. He told us to memorize almost everything in the textbook. And not only that, he used college material on his tests and assignment. His curriculum was way too hard. But he didn't care.
You want to get into college? Work harder.
He was a real hard ass. Naturally, everyone hated biology. Everyone in class was terrified of him. Then one day, he came up to me in the hallway as I was getting ready to go home.
Shina, I heard you flunked all your tests. You got detention for a week.
Whatever.
You better show up. If not, I'll make you repeat the year.
Repeat a year? I didn't want that. I guess I got no choice. After school,
All right, come up here and grab the worksheet.
he made us do worksheets for subjects we got an F on. We couldn't leave until the worksheet was done. I could sneak out, but he'll see me for sure.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I have the answers for the other subjects too.
But nobody wanted to talk to him. Everyone took out their textbooks and got to work. Can't be that hard, right? I can't solve this. Then I looked over at the girl sitting next to me. Huh? I think she's from the class next door. Maybe you should ask the teacher for help? Huh? Oh, hey, Shina. Oh, you know me? Sorry, what was your name again? I'm Yui Meora. I'm in class 3. Oh, okay. So, why don't you just go ask the teacher for help? Well... She probably didn't like him. I was stuck on the same problem. Come on. Huh? When I asked him the question, he looked over at me and said,
You can't even solve this?
he knew I had terrible grades, so he was extra hard on me. But this question is way too hard. She didn't get it either. Yeah.
Moria, right? Here. First you do this.
He started going through the problem with her. He was actually a pretty good teacher. Yui was a bit scared at first, but she started to get it.
You got it?
Yeah, thank you. I get it now. After we were done with our question, the other students started coming up to him. He took his time and explained everything thoroughly. About an hour later, we were all done with our worksheets. After that, Yui and I became good friends. She was a bit shy, but she was a really sweet girl. Mr. Agatsuma is kinda scary, but he's a good teacher. Yeah, he can be a jerk sometimes, but he's a pretty nice person, I think. Yeah, he kinda reminds me of you. Shut up, Yui. We started spending a lot of time together. A few weeks later, the school started handing out this survey. They wanted to know what we were planning to do after graduation. Yui wanted to be a hairstylist, so she wanted to go to a barber college. The deadline was approaching, so we decided to go hand in the survey together. But then...
Barber college? You're kidding me, right? You gotta get into a real university. You'll hurt the school's reputation.
But...
Look, anyone can get into barber college. Write down a name of a real college.
This was Mr. Sakamoto, Yui's teacher. Clearly, he didn't want her going to barber college. What was his problem? I wanted to say something to him, but then...
Mr. Sakamoto, what's wrong with barber college? It's a good thing she knows what she wants to be. But, Mr. Agatsuma! If she already knows what she wants to be, why stop her? And as teachers, it's our job to help our students pursue their dreams. Yeah, but...
The other teachers were kind of scared of him, too. Mr. Sakamoto stopped giving Yui a hard time after that. Hey, Mr. Agatsuma? Good job back there.
Be quiet. Here, fill this out.
What? He handed me the survey.
You're going to med school, right?
What? No. That's what my parents want me to do, but I don't know, I want to decide for
If you have nothing you want to do at this point, that's fine. But maybe you should just give it a try. Who knows? You might like it.
Yeah, but
Your parents. Do they really want you to become a doctor? I talked to them a few months ago at Parents' Day. But this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
they didn't say it, but I can tell.
My dad was a doctor too, so I know how it feels. But you should talk to them. I'm telling you.
He said to me, "Ugh, what does he know? So annoying." I was kinda annoyed, but then I ran into Yui. I think he's got a point. You should talk to your parents. Maybe she was right. I decided to have a talk with my parents. That evening, I called my parents out to the living room. Look, I still don't know what I want to do in the future, but I don't want to go to med school just because you two are doctors. I still need more time to think this through.
I see.
They look kinda upset. I knew it. They want me to be a doctor. But then,
We weren't sure what you wanted to do in the future, so we just kinda threw it out there. You always got really good grades, too.
you don't have to if you don't want to, dear. Whatever you choose to do, we'll support you 100%. Dad, Mom, Agatsuma was right. I had this all wrong. It felt really good to talk to my parents like this. This was the end of my rebellious phase. I started studying again after that. Even if I find something I want to do, without good grades I won't be able to get into college, so... Yui was really happy for me when I told her all about this. Let's get to work! Yeah, the first semester is almost over, so... After classes, we asked Mr. Agatsuma to tutor us. He made time for us every single day, and he was a really good teacher. My classmates thought I was still in my rebellious phase, so they seemed kinda confused, but whatever. Then, a few weeks later, it was the last day of the semester.
I know you're all excited about the summer vacation, but don't wait until the last minute to finish your homework. Mr. Agatsuma? You haven't given us any homework for biology.
He was right. Something was up.
I'm done looking after you guys. I got an assignment for you, but you don't have to hand it in.
Huh? Then he grabbed the chalk and wrote, "How to use your life" on the blackboard.
Biology. It's a subject on life. Metabolism, genetics, immune system, etc. You might not use the things you learned in my class on your job, but hopefully, this assignment will get you guys thinking about life in general.
Then he put the chalk down and dismissed us. Not sure what it was, but I had a bad feeling about this. It was nice having no homework, but I don't know, something didn't feel right. Then, a few weeks later, I made a shocking discovery. I ran to my dad's hospital, then Mr. Agatsuma!
Shina, so you found out, huh?
My parents told me Mr. Agatsuma was in the hospital. He had cancer. He didn't have much time left. You're gonna die? For real?
Looks like it.
But why?
It was too late when they found it. Last summer, they gave me a year to live. Thought I'd last a bit longer, but I guess not.
Last summer. That's when he started being extra hard on us. Why didn't you say anything?
Well, everyone hates me, and you guys had college exams coming up, so I didn't want to worry you guys, I guess.
What? So you were just gonna leave us? Without telling us? That'll upset us even more!
I guess you got a point.
He didn't have any family. His parents died in a car accident when he was a kid, and he was an only child. He made peace with this, I could tell. He was planning to die all alone. But I can't let this happen. Not like this. I grabbed my phone and started making some calls. The next day, Yui and I went to go see him at the hospital. And Yui... why didn't you tell us? She started crying like a baby. Agatsuma didn't know what to say to her. It was kind of funny to see him like that. Then, the other students started showing up.
Shina, you told everyone, didn't you?
I told them about the cancer, but I never asked any of them to come here. Agatsuma was kind of scary, but deep down, he was a really caring person. And everyone knew that. People don't hate you. See?
I guess you're right. Shina, I need a favor.
Huh? A few days later, we all gathered at a meeting room in the hospital. I asked my parents to let us use the room. Agatsuma turned his wheelchair around and looked towards us. Then,
Thank you all for coming. This will be my last lecture. When the doctor told me I had a year to live, I started thinking about the meaning of life. I had a lot of things I wanted to do, but a year just wasn't enough. I got a lot of regrets. But what are you gonna do, right? Look, time is finite, so think long and hard about how you want to live your life. Don't end up like me, regretting everything on your deathbed.
some of the kids started crying.
I wanted to tell you guys this in school, but I thought it might be too much, you know? I didn't want to make you guys cry.
He said jokingly.
What is it, Moria?
Why are you doing this for us? Shouldn't you be with your family? I told myself I wasn't gonna cry, but I couldn't hold it in anymore.
No worries. I'm exactly where I want to be right now. You guys got your whole future ahead of you. Make me proud.
He said to us. We all started crying. I think he was crying too. Mr. Agatsuma, thank you for everything. Then, a few weeks later, he passed away. The doctor said he went peacefully. How to live my life, huh? Yeah, that's a hard one. It's gonna take me a while to figure that out. Normal homework would have been much easier. I looked up at the sky. I felt like Agatsuma was looking down on us. You liked him, didn't you? What? What about you? It's a secret. What? Then I'm not telling either. I'll never forget about him. He was scary and unfriendly, but he truly cared about us. Please watch over us. Rest in peace.
I'm Takeshi Sakamoto. I'm just an ordinary businessman. I started working here 4 years ago. Work was hard but rewarding. I was finally getting the hang of it.
Here are the documents you asked for.
Thank you so much! This is Toko Higuchi. She was a year older than me. She was really good at this job. I looked up to her, and I kinda liked her. Once I get better at my job, I'm gonna ask her out! But then, I later found out that she had a boyfriend. I was devastated. I mean, she was super pretty, so it wasn't that surprising, but still. She was seeing this guy named Aoki. He was from a different department. I've never really talked to him before, but I've heard about him. He was really good at his job. He was one of the youngest guys to be appointed project leader. I had no chance against him. He's better than me in every way imaginable. This is hopeless. So I decided to give up. But for some reason, she was being really friendly to me these days. The other day, my colleagues threw a little party for me to celebrate my promotion. And she sat next to me and said,
I've never seen anyone get promoted so fast. Well done.
"Thank you."
I expect great things from you. Don't let me down.
I won't. Several other guys got promoted as well, but still, she seemed really proud of me. I still had feelings for her, but I put that aside and started working even harder. Then she started bringing me coffee and stuff. Does she like me or something? Nah, no way. She's just a nice person, that's all. I knew I didn't stand a chance, but I still liked her a lot. And it went on like that for a while.
Hey, about this purchase order, Nanako agreed to buy our new product?
Yeah, I knew the CEO's son was a fan, so I brought him some samples and they ended up signing with us.
Wow, that's amazing. He's a hard client to please, so...
I went to see him every week, so I guess I gained his trust.
You're such a hard worker. I admire that.
Thank you. Was she just being nice to me? Or was it more than that? Maybe I still got a chance. But I didn't want to bring my personal life into the office. I decided to forget about it. Then one day, what the... I saw her in the break room. She looked upset. What's the matter? You okay?
Oh, hey. Not really.
What's up? You want to talk?
Thanks, you're sweet. I wish my boyfriend was like you.
Huh? What do you mean?
My boyfriend. He beats me.
What? Turns out her boyfriend hit her on a daily basis. That's horrible! She started asking me for advice. She looked really upset. I wanted to do everything I can to help her. You should get more evidence. If you get hurt, take a picture and get a doctor's note.
Okay.
And here, use this.
What's this?
It's a camera. Looks just like a pen. You can film them with this.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad we had this talk.
I told her to call me right away if she needed some help. I was gonna do everything in my power to help her. Then, a few weeks later...
I finally broke up with him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I gathered evidence like you said, and when I showed it to him, he agreed to back off. It's all thanks to you.
Glad I could be of help.
Let me buy you dinner or something. It's the least I can do.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Come on, I insist.
We became close friends after that. We started eating lunch together at the office. Then, about a month later...
Hey, I think I like you. You want to go out with me?
What? She asked me out! She just went through an abusive relationship, so it felt like I was taking advantage of her, but she was single, and I've always liked her. Of course!
Yay!
So I decided to say yes! We started going out on dates every weekend. She was like a completely different person when she was alone with me. She was so adorable. I loved her a lot.
Look, what a cute baby. Hopefully we'll have a baby someday.
Huh? Yeah.
My sister got married the other day. I can't wait to get married myself.
Then one day, she started talking about starting a family together. Is she asking me to propose to her? Maybe this is it! But then, a few months later, something unexpected happened. I invited her over to my house for the first time ever. Took me an entire day to clean up, but I was ready. But then I realized I had forgot to buy drinks. Sorry, I'll be right back. Wait here. I ran out to the convenience store. But then when I got back, she looked upset. Hey, sorry about that. What's wrong?
I want to break up.
Huh? Why?
You betrayed me!
What? No, I didn't! What did I do?
Stop playing dumb with me! I got proof!
Then she took out something from her pocket. Is that my bank book? It was my bank book. What is she doing going through my stuff like that? Then she turned to the last page and said,
Look here!
What about it?
You only got $2,000 in your account! I thought you had more than that! You lied to me!
What? Hold on,
When I get married, I want to be a housewife. My sister married some rich guy and she's living it up. So I want to do the same.
Hold on,
But you only got $2,000 in your bank account. I'm done with you. Goodbye.
I had several accounts. This one was for daily transactions like groceries and stuff. I had a different account for my savings and I had more than $10,000 in there. I tried telling her, but she didn't even give me a chance to explain. Then she got up and left before I could say anything. Hold on!
I should have stayed with Mr. Aoki.
Huh?
He had so much more in his account.
Hold on, I thought he beat you.
And you believed that? You're an idiot.
What?
He only had like $5,000 in there, but that's more than you, so... And I went to see her parents, but they weren't even homeowners. Can you believe it? That's why I decided to go with you. You're younger than him, and I heard you're from a wealthy family, so...
Wait, seriously?
Yep, there's nothing more important than money. My sister is so lucky. I wanted to marry a rich guy just like her, but... You really disappointed me, Sakamoto.
I didn't even know what to say. Then she walked out. The next day, she didn't even look at me at the office. It was really awkward. So all of this, it was all about money? I'm such an idiot. How did I not see this? I'm such an idiot. I should have known better. I was getting really frustrated. I was losing my mind. But then, a few weeks later, she got transferred to a different department. Whew, thank goodness. It was such a relief. On our last day, she said to me,
If you want a girlfriend, you better save up money. With those looks, you'll never get a girlfriend if you're broke.
I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to sink down to her level. So I just said good luck and let it go. After that, I started working even harder. I wanted to put all of this behind me. Work was hard, but rewarding. Then, a year later, this new girl in my department asked me out. We started dating, and a few months later, we got engaged. She was really sweet. It was nothing like my ex. I'm glad I met her. Glad I ended it with Toko. Life was good. But then, about 6 months later, something unexpected happened. One day on my way home from work.
Sakamoto, long time no see.
Huh? It was my ex. What do you want?
You're rich now, right? Let's start over.
Huh? What are you saying?
I was wrong. You're the one for me.
I guess she was still single. What the hell was wrong with her? All my colleagues were watching. It was really embarrassing. Get lost.
Huh?
You're the one that dumped me for being broke. Get out of here.
What?
All you care about is money. I'm not interested. And what kind of person goes through someone's bank book like that? I never want to see you again. And I'm engaged, so go on, get out of here. I said to her. She looked furious, but there was nothing she could do. She embarrassed herself in front of everyone at the office. She never bothered me again. I later found out that she was dating multiple guys from her department. She wanted to get married before me. But then, when people around her found out, her boss got furious. She ended up getting fired. I heard she was also stealing office supplies. Whatever, not my problem.
Did you hear about Toko? She's so pathetic.
Yeah, I know.
I hear she's still out of a job and she's still single.
Sucks for her, but, oh well.
Ha! Good riddance. That's what happens when you only care about money. As for me, I finally popped the question the other day, and she said yes! I was gonna see her parents next weekend. It was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out. Time to move on with my life. I'm Fumito Onodera. I'm just an ordinary guy. This is Rio. Unlike me, she was really pretty. It was hard to believe that we were related, and she was one of the popular kids. She had lots of friends.
What are you doing here? It's a Sunday.
Huh? I'm just resting. That's what the weekends are for.
You're such a loser. You're embarrassing me.
What? What did I ever do to you?
The other day, my friend saw you. You were dressed like a bum. It was so embarrassing.
What? But...
You gotta dress better and take better care of yourself.
She was always like this to me. But we went to different colleges, so it was kind of a relief that I no longer had to worry about her. But then, a few years after college, she started doing it again.
You're not getting married?
Married? No.
But you're 27 already. What are you gonna do?
What do you mean? And this is none of your business.
Yes, it is. If you can't get married, what would people think of me? You're embarrassing me. What would my boyfriend think?
She recently started going out with this good-looking guy, and she was afraid that I would embarrass her in front of him or something. What does your boyfriend have to do with any of this?
Everything!
Whatever. I didn't have time for this. She kept going on and on like this.
Why are you still single? You're an embarrassment to the family. Why are you still single? You're an embarrassment to the family.
She was such a jerk. My parents didn't really care that I was single, but they started talking about it here and there. It was probably Rio's fault.
You sure you don't want to get married?
Yeah, it's nice to have someone by your side.
We're just worried about you, that's all.
It's not like I wanted to be single. Of course I want to get married. I just don't know where to begin. Well, gotta start somewhere, right? So I decided to use one of those matchmaking services. A few days later, the agency called me and showed me a list of candidates. I wasn't that good looking, but I made decent money for my age, so that helped. But...
Sorry, she said no.
Oh. It wasn't going so well for me. I met a few women after that, but it wasn't going anywhere. Maybe it's my looks. I was at a dead end. So feeling sorry for myself wasn't gonna help. I wasn't gonna give up just yet. I went to a hair salon and got some new clothes. If this doesn't work, then I'm done. It was my 5th and last attempt to make a girlfriend. The girl I met was named Nanako Miura. She seemed really nice. I'm Fumito Onodera. Nice to meet you.
I'm Nanako Miura. Nice to meet you.
We grabbed some coffee at a cafe, went to a museum, and stopped by a famous crepe shop on our way back. She was a really nice person. I really enjoyed spending time with her. I have a good feeling about this! I was able to go on a few more dates with her. Then,
She said she wants to see you again. Congratulations!
thank you! Things were finally starting to look up for me. Then, 6 months later, I asked her to marry me. And she said yes! I was finally getting married!
I'm so happy for you, dear.
Yeah, congratulations, son!
My parents were really happy for me. But my sister,
I saw her picture. She's so lame.
I didn't really care though. I just ignored her. Turns out her boyfriend recently dumped her. That's why she was so pissed off. Whatever, not my problem. After that, Nanako and I got our own place. Rio was too busy trying to find a new boyfriend, so she didn't bother me, which was kinda nice. Then about 6 months later,
I'm gonna go see a friend.
okay, Nanako started going out a lot. She wasn't like this before. She usually stayed home on the weekends, but now she was going out every week or so. She didn't stay out late or anything, so I didn't really think much of it, but
Hey, is Nanako home?
one day Rio called me. She told me that she saw Nanako walking with some other guy. She said she was out with a friend.
She's lying to you. And this guy, he was really handsome.
No way.
She's cheating on you. Sucks for you.
Rio had no idea what she was talking about. I decided to ignore her. But I was starting to get worried. What if it's true? What if she's not attracted to me anymore? She was such a nice person. I loved her so much. And I trusted her, but when she came home that day, I took a good look at her. Something felt off about her clothes and makeup. She said she was out with a friend, but she was wearing more makeup than usual. No way. Can't be. I've never dated anyone else, so I didn't know what to think. I was starting to get really worried. All right, I'm gonna find out the truth once and for all. I decided to follow her to get to the bottom of this. I didn't want to do this, but it was the only way to be sure. A few weeks later, she went out again. I got in my car and followed her. She started heading towards the mountains. Where is she going? Then she pulled into this parking lot near the mountain. She got out of her car and started walking. I did the same and followed her. Where the heck is she going? There was this waterfall up ahead. Then she started waving at someone. I looked over towards the waterfall. No way! It was a guy. He was very good looking. No, this can't be. We've only been married for 6 months. Where did she meet him anyways? How long has this been going on? I was devastated. I was pissed. I started walking towards them. But then, other people started gathering around her. I recognized some of them from the wedding. I think they were her friends. What the? I was really confused. I just stood there like an idiot. Then, one of them recognized me.
Wait, isn't that your husband? Huh? What the? Fumito, what are you doing here?
Nanako came running towards me. What now? I decided to come clean. Rio said she saw you with some guy and that you were cheating on me. So I followed you. I told her everything. Then she said to me,
I see. I'm sorry I worried you like that. Is this the guy your sister saw?
I think so.
This is Yuki Shigesawa. And the thing is, she's a girl.
What? She said hello. She was right. She was a woman. Turns out she was at the wedding too. She was wearing a kimono, so I didn't recognize her. Then she started telling me about this place. Turns out it was a famous location from this anime series.
I never told you this, but I'm really into anime.
Oh, I had no idea.
But this guy I met through the matchmaking agency, when I told him that, he was really creeped out, so that's why I didn't say anything.
So here's what happened. She was a big fan of this manga series. And about 6 months ago, they released a new anime series based on the manga. So she started meeting up with her friends who liked the same anime. Then they started a fan club together. That's why she started going out so frequently. What about that day when you went out wearing that nice dress?
We had an event that day, that's why.
I see!
Look, I'm really sorry I never said anything. I should have just told you. I'm sorry to worry you like this.
Oh, it's fine, really.
Really? You're not creeped out by this?
Why would I be? I love manga and anime too. I'm a nerd too!
What? I had no idea!
I had this collection of action figures once, but Rio threw it all out one day, saying that it was creeping her out. I was worried that Nanako would react the same way if she found out that I was a nerd, so I didn't say anything.
So we both like anime, huh?
Yeah. Sorry I never said anything.
No worries.
After that, I decided to join them. I was a big fan too, so it was a lot of fun. Yuki, the guy I thought Nanako was cheating on me with, worked at this butler-themed cafe. She was really polite, and her other friends were really nice too. That was so much fun! You've got such great friends!
Yeah.
You can go out with them anytime you like. But, if you want me to tag along, I'm always free, so...
Sounds good.
So we learned something new about each other. I got a bunch of my old mangas and anime DVDs from my parents' house and shared them with Nanako. We started going to movies and events together. The whole incident brought us even closer. But then one day, when I was out with Nanako...
Ugh, it's you. What are you doing here? You're such a creep.
I ran into Rio. She was with some guy, probably a new boyfriend. But then... Why is that creepy?
This is an anime-themed cafe.
But I like this anime too. I came here last week, actually.
What?
I think I'm done with you.
What? Hold on!
People who like anime creep you out, right? Well, fine. We're done. Goodbye.
Hold on, wait!
He dumped her just like that. I later found out that it took her months to get with him. His family was very wealthy, so she thought she was set for life. She begged him to take her back, but he said no. Things weren't looking good for her. Oh well. A few days later, she called me saying that this was all my fault. But I didn't have time for her, so I just hung up and blocked her. Sucks to be her, but she did this to herself. Hope she learned her lesson. But if it wasn't for her, I probably never would have met Nanako, so for that, I'm grateful.
What are you thinking about?
Oh, nothing. Hey, did you hear? They're turning this manga into an anime.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Anyways, it was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out. I'm Noboru Eyase. I'm 40 years old. I work at a video game company. We were a pretty big company. We even had a few branches outside the country. I was back in the country now, but I spent a few years abroad myself. Things weren't going so well at work though, but we'll come back to that a little later. I have a daughter named Mio. I lost my wife right after she was born. It was just the two of us now. I did my best to spend time with her. I didn't want her to feel lonely. I loved her very much, and she loved me back.
Daddy, I made this for you.
What's this? A ticket to a hot spring resort?
Yep. You're always working really hard for me, so enjoy.
Thanks, honey. I love you. I framed that ticket and put it up on my wall. It was still there many years later. When she started middle school, my boss told me he wanted me to go abroad. This was a big opportunity for me, so I wanted to say yes. Mia was the quiet type. She usually stayed home on the weekends. She was always playing with a computer. I got her a laptop a few years ago as a gift. I was kind of like that too when I was a kid, so I didn't think much of it. But recently, she entered her rebellious phase. We were barely talking these days, but I had something I had to tell her, so one evening, I tried talking to her over dinner. Hey, I might have to go abroad again.
I see. Is this what you want?
Yeah, it's a big project and I want to see it through.
Then go. I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid anymore.
All right.
I'm gonna call my friend. May I be excused?
Sure. That was easy. I wasn't expecting that. After that, I asked my parents to look after her for a while. I was a bit worried, but I packed my bags and got on a plane. Working abroad was very challenging, but it was really rewarding. I called home every week. Sometimes Mia didn't come out of her room, but she told me she was into programming now. She even got a part-time job as an engineer. She didn't tell me much, but I was really proud of her. She was growing up so fast. Then 2 years later, I finished the project and flew back home. Mia was in 11th grade now. She was all grown up. 2 years was a long time, especially for a kid. I was so happy to see her, but how's school?
Fine.
All right. I didn't know how to talk to her. Well, I guess she's just being a teenager. That weekend, I asked her if she wanted to hang out with me. Hey, want to go somewhere this weekend?
It's okay. I'm sure you're tired. Get some rest.
Okay. Thanks. That was nice of her, but I don't know. I was hoping she'd say yes. Oh well. At work, I got promoted to assistant manager. All my hard work over the years were starting to pay off. But then, my boss, Fukawa, he was such a jerk. And he was such a slacker. He always made me do his work. I heard his uncle worked for the HR department or something, and that's how he got the job in the first place. Hayase, check these for me! But, isn't this your job? I'm doing this for you! You need the experience! He came in late and left the office as soon as the bell rang. He never did anything around the office. He made me do everything, literally. I just got back, but he was burying me in work. One day, I saw him dumping his workload on another colleague of mine. I knew I had to say something. Sir, this is your job. We all got other work to do. You can't keep doing this. But I'm doing this for him. He needs the experience. I don't know about that. Just stop. You little... Fine, whatever. But you're gonna regret this. This pissed him off. Things just got worse from there. He started making me photocopy documents and stuff. These were things new employees were asked to do, but I didn't care anymore. I'll do it. No! I want him to do it. That's a direct order. It's okay, thanks. He did all kinds of things to mess with me. It was getting out of control. Something has to change. I knew I had to do something, so I started keeping a log. Whenever I saw him slacking off, I took pictures. Whenever he said something, I got him on tape. I was thinking about reporting him to the higher-ups, but then, before I could do anything, something happened. There was a breach of information. Then, you were the last person that had access to this data! It was you, wasn't it? What? No! All I did was update a few files, and you're the one that told me to do it! Doesn't matter! It was your mistake! You're probably gonna get fired for this! He tried to blame me! The tech department started looking into the incident. They found out that it was a computer virus. I was the last person to access the data, so they went through my computer as well, then... Really? They found a computer virus in my laptop. They couldn't figure out how it got there, though. They said they needed a few more days to figure it all out. I couldn't use my computer for the time being. There wasn't much I could do other than wait. You're the one that put the malware in the system! You're fired for sure! Fukawa kept saying to me. What if this is my fault, like he says? I knew I had done nothing wrong, but I was starting to get worried. That evening...
Dad, what's the matter?
My daughter asked me. I might get fired. I'm sorry,
What happened? Tell me.
She said to me. So I told her everything that happened. After I was done, she just said okay and went back into her room. What now? I feel so pathetic. I could barely sleep that night. The next morning, Mio came down for breakfast. She looked sleepy. Looks like she pulled an all-nighter.
You alright, Dad?
Huh? Yeah. Sorry to worry you like this.
Look, you got nothing to worry about, okay? Just go to work.
She said with a smile on her face.
Just trust me. It'll be really funny.
Huh? So I headed to work.
What? That can't be! You sure?
Yes, there's no doubt about it.
Morning. Oh, what's going on?
Good morning, sir. The thing is...
What? Turns out the computer virus came from Mukawa's computer. He was watching porn on the job. And when he clicked on one of the links on the website, the virus made its way onto his computer and spread throughout the company network. He tried to talk his way out of it.
That can't be! I'm always busy with work. I don't have time for that.
He started yelling. What a liar. So I took out my phone and... He never does anything around here! I got proof!
What the? You little shit!
And there are security cameras everywhere! You're done!
Ugh.
Mr. Fukawa, the vice president wants to see you in his office. Please come with me.
No!
They had to drag him out of the room. How did you guys find out about all this? I thought it would take weeks.
We thought so too. So we decided to hire someone. This virus was too complicated for our tech department guys, so...
Then, as they were looking for someone to help them out, this white hat hacker contacted them. The hacker said that they knew where the leak came from. A white hat hacker is someone who uses their hacking abilities to protect and help others. So this hacker saved us. Thanks to them, we were able to put this thing to bed in a day.
Not only that, this hacker built this new security system for us.
Wow, that's crazy! I wonder who it was.
Huh? What do you mean? You don't know? It was your daughter!
Huh?
Your daughter! She's the one that helped us out! She works for this group. They're very famous, actually. They've been doing this for a while now. I thought you were the one that asked her.
So this was her part-time job. I had no idea. She was still in high school. I was impressed. She worked for this group of white hat hackers. She was the lead engineer of the group. And when she heard about what happened to me at work, she decided to help.
You should be proud of her!
I am. I'm just really surprised. I had no idea. I thanked her as soon as I got home. I had no idea, Mio. Thanks.
No problem. Pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, but you could have told me.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if I could pull it off. I didn't want to get your hopes up, you know?
I see. Well, thanks anyways.
You looked terrible last night. I knew I had to help. That's why I started doing this, so...
Thanks, honey. I had no idea you could do this.
Yeah, I studied really hard. I wanted to make you proud, Dad.
Then she handed me this envelope. What's this?
It's a gift for you.
It was a ticket to a hot spring resort.
But this time, it's real. Enjoy!
I felt all fuzzy inside. I had no idea. I was so proud of her. Mio, if you want to come with? She was starting to blush a bit.
Well, I guess. Why not?
So I decided to take some days off to spend time with my beloved daughter. A few weeks later, Fukawa got fired. They conducted a full investigation on him. The data breach was 100% his fault, and there was nothing he could do to save his job. And his uncle, who helped him get this job in the first place, he got fired too. Then I took his place as manager. It was such a relief that he was gone. Anyways, glad everything worked out. Time to get back to work.